Demon Slayer, the Hinokami Chronicles is a absolute fucking cesspool of shit online. Now listen, I know all you sweaty ass, no grass touching ass Demon Slayer fans finna come out here and be like, oh my god, the game is so perfect. Everything about the game is perfect. I love it. It looks so good. I can smell Nezuko's feet. Ugh. Like, before you come over here with your bullshit, okay? It's okay to criticize the things you like. Okay? I am a very big Kingdom Hearts fan. Criticize Kingdom Hearts 3. I am a very big Mortal Kombat fan. Criticize MK11. It's okay to criticize what you love. If you don't criticize what you love, you'll never get close to the product that you want. That's just how I feel. You can feel differently. If you want to suck whatever you get, dick, I don't know. Do whatever you want to do. But me personally, okay, just me, I like to criticize shit in hopes that the developer or people will make enough noise so that the developer can see it. So, especially in this case where we have CyberConnect 2, who is not really known to really fix any issues. If we've been real, these motherfuckers don't be fixing shit. Demon Slayer: The Hinokami Chronicles came out. Had the game for a while. So I'm gonna focus on the part. I just want to get this out the way. The story mode I think is great. It is short, but to be fair, they did cover exactly what they said they were gonna cover. Which is, I mean, if you're past the manga, clearly the point here is that they don't want to spoil anime only, which is one of the reasons why they did want people to stream the train art, which I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about that shit later too. But the story mode I thought was, it was cool. It was really short, but I mean, it was to be expected. Other than that, you don't really have much else to do. I mean, you can go into training mode, but that shit is hot ass. You just fight the same character 10 times. If you want to do that, by all means, go do it. But this game, outside of the story, has pretty shit other things to do. I mean, but to in their defense, not a lot of fight games do outside of like Smash and like NRS games. So, but this is just like they gave you like the bare fucking minimum. I'm sorry, I'm just being real. They gave you the bare fucking minimum to do single player wise. Practice mode sucks. Why does practice mode suck? I mean, in practice mode, right? You want to be able to actually fucking practice. I'm sorry. Combos are important. Combos are great. I like to do combos, but I also like to practice defensive options. If I'm getting hit by the same fucking move online 20 goddamn times, guess what I want to do? I want to go into practice mode. I want to set that character to do that move and practice how to punish that shit. Guess what? Can't do this in this game because there's no way to set the CPU to do a specific move or to do a specific action. Your choices are, bitch, standing guard CPU. Nothing else. You can't record them to do an action. You can't set them to do an action. Can't do none of that, okay? So if you think you finna go into practice mode and practice against that one goddamn Rengoku string, your ass is wrong. You're gonna keep getting hit by it or you're gonna have to learn on the fucking fly, bitch. That shit is ass. Online itself, hot fucking garbage. Not even cold garbage. Hot fucking steaming garbage. And here's the thing, right? This is what pisses me off more than what Shinobi Strikers was, right? My issue with Shinobi Strikers, right? The shit didn't have content, right? It was just bare bones. It didn't have content, whatever, blase, blase, blase. This game has a great gameplay foundation, right? This game is actually really fun to play, and I have a blast playing it. I feel like all of the characters, you know what? Let me rewind a little bit. I ain't gonna say all the characters feel unique, because that would be a lie. But I do like the characters, even though like the roster kind of ass. But I guess they work with what they had, quote unquote, whatever. We could talk. I can go into depth about how like demons should have been at launch, and how, I mean, it's free DLC, so I'm not complaining too much. It is weird that the demons are coming out like literally like in a week or two, so like I don't understand that, whatever, but it's free DLC, whatever. I've already talked enough about the characters. That's really not what this is about. We're talking about strictly issues with the online, which is hot fucking steaming wet ass. So here's a couple of things I have issues with online. Obviously, the netcode fucking sucks, right? There are connections you get with people, and the connections are really good. But I would say 75% of the time, right, the connections are very fucking delayed. This is obviously delay-based netcode, but it's not good delay-based netcode. Don't, like, people obviously hear rollback and they're just like, oh, let me get this stigma out the way. All rollback netcode isn't good. A good example of this is Street Fighter V. Street Fighter V has rollback netcode. Street Fighter V does not have fantastic fucking netcode. It has fucking shitty rollback netcode. It is what it is. So don't think just because rollback isn't in the game that means that the game is gonna have shitty netcode. There's good delay-based netcode, right? This is not good delay-based netcode. Jesus Christ, I butchered the fuck out of that. This is not good delay-based netcode. There's an extreme amount of input delay. I'm on PS5, I still get input delay. Obviously, it's not as bad as the PS4. The PS4 input delay is like, I don't even see how people on the PS4 are playing. I genuinely don't understand. The shitty netcode combined with the already shitty fucking delay, input delay that the PS4 already has, make that literally has to be an unplayable experience. So I don't feel for the people on the PS4. That shit is hot ass. The netcode is not good. It's CyberConnect 2. I didn't expect great netcode, but here's what CyberConnect 2 has to understand. We are at a point in fighting games, which this game is. It is a fighting game. We're in a point in fighting games where your game has to have good netcode. If your game does not have good netcode, that is a problem, especially when we're at this like point where it's like still in the middle of like COVID and shit. People aren't really going to other people's houses anymore. The days of that are gone. People depend on online gameplay. If your game arrives and it has shitty netcode, that is your game. It's DOA for a lot of people, okay? Because they want to be able to play with their friends. They want to have a seamlessly like smooth connection, and they're not going to get that, right? And you see all of these like fighting game companies are like, well, we need good netcode. And you know what? Who saw this? Like, who really got hit with this first? So NRS, when MKX came out, I don't know if y'all remember, but MKX had literally some shitty netcode. It was very, very bad. It made online very, obviously it's not as bad as MK9. That's a different experience, but MKX had very shitty netcode at the start, and they had to go in and implement rollback because what NRS understood was like, hey bro, like our game kind of needs to have good online for longevity purposes. Like eventually people are gonna, like, you're having fun with the game now, but eventually you're gonna get sick of shitty netcode. You are. Like, you literally are going to get sick of not being able to play online without lag or any input lag or anything like that. Like, I think as the fighting games are past and evolve, like having really shitty netcode. Melty Blood has decent netcode. It's playable. Like you can play a couple of matches of Melty, and they're smooth. My problem with Melty is sometimes it's really hard to find a game, and then like whenever, like sometimes it like stutters. But we're not talking about Melty Blood. We're talking about Demon Slayer. Netcode in this game fucking sucks. It's absolute fucking garbage. Shit is hot ass, right? People are like, fix netcode. Netcode is really hard to fix. I don't think people understand. Netcode is hard as fuck to fix. That is not a simple like, oh, let me put this number here and put this number here. Boom, great netcode. No. Implement new netcode is very expensive and it's not an easy task. Clearly, CyberConnect 2 are not experts at netcode, so they will probably have to outsource it to somebody else who is an expert at netcode, and they probably don't come cheap. In their mind, they're gonna be like, is this worth the price? And probably not. So you probably won't get good netcode in this game ever. I'm just gonna say it how it is. This game probably will never get decent netcode. How you are playing now is probably how you're gonna. They're probably gonna stabilize something like server shit or something like that. But that really isn't the problem. The problem in this game is actually the netcode fucking sucks. So that's probably something that's not gonna get fixed at all. Like I said, fixing netcode is expensive. It is not easy. CyberConnect 2 are not fucking experts in that field, clearly. So will a netcode get fixed in this game? My assumption would be no. I'm thinking probably next game they're probably gonna think a little bit more about netcode, but their focus is probably putting out characters right now, and putting more content in the game, which really just means more character, because I don't know what else they could really add to this game. People don't like that there's no tournament mode. I also found that weird too. You would think that they would take a lot of the online features that were in Ninja Storm 4 and kind of slap it in here. So endless mode, tournament mode. You would think spectator mode. You would think those things would be in this game, but it kind of feels like they reverse. They went backwards when it comes to their online experience. Like they actually went fucking backwards somehow. This game has worse netcode than Storm. I don't know how that's possible. Don't fucking ask me. But this game definitely has worse netcode than Storm 4. I would argue this game has the netcode of not even Jump Force, J-Star's Victory Versus on PS3. That's how ass this netcode is. People don't. You don't get wins for rage quits, which I find weird. People do get disconnects, but most people don't give a fuck if they have disconnects. They're just like, whatever. But if somebody disconnects, you don't get the win, which I find weird. Like they quit. Clearly, I should get the win. That should probably be fixed. People are going to talk about, oh, this character needs to be nerfed. This character is too strong. The game has been out for what, like a week? I'm not really too focused on nerfing characters. Yes, there are clearly some characters that seem very strong. The Fire Tanjiro seems fucking very... obviously there's characters that are very fucking strong, right? Get out of the way. There's stronger characters than others. But that's not really my focus right now. I'd rather have unbalanced characters right now and get good netcode or some type of, something, okay? I don't think they're going to balance characters. That's just me. I don't think any patch... I think we're going to get the 60 FPS patch, which is clearly, they've said on Twitter that's what they're working on. 60 FPS patch, character trailer, or characters getting put in the game. I think those are the two main focuses right now. I don't really think they're worried about balance. The game has only been out for a week. They don't give a fuck about that. But the netcode is hot garbage. Which is a shame because this game is actually very fun. I have fun with this game. When I get good connections with people, and I mean good connections, I'm having a blast. And I like to keep playing those people because I'm like, okay, I know for a fact the next 5 people I play are going to have shitty netcode or a shitty connection because the netcode sucks. Obviously, the people who I play against and they have good connection, they're probably close to me. They're probably on the East Coast or fairly close to my state. They probably have really good connection. Obviously, I have really good connection. They're obviously playing wire too. So, and I want to get this stigma out the way too. Good netcode does not fix bad connections. If you just have shitty connection, you just have shitty connection. I constantly see people being like, I have a 1.2 upload and a 2.3 download. Why is this game laggy? And I'm on Wi-Fi. Obviously your shit is gonna lag. Good netcode does not fit bad connections, okay? So obviously if you're playing against somebody with bad connections, this should be common fucking sense. Netcode ain't gonna fix that. So this game is very there's been times, this has happened to me 2 or 3 times where I finish a match and the person the game disconnects at the end, right? And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna message the person because I'll be messaging people. I'd be like, hey, why you quit? LOL. And then they'd be like, what you mean? I didn't quit. I was gonna ask you why you quit. And I'd be like, what? What do you mean? I didn't quit. I was winning. And they'd be like, nah, I was winning. And then I'd be like, bro, look at the screenshot here. Boom, I'm winning in my screenshot. They'd be like, bro, you're tripping. Boom, here's their screenshot. Guess what? We're both winning on our own systems. And it shows that the other person disconnected. What? So, like little shit like that, the input delay, the game freezing for some reason. There's sometimes where the game just like fucking crashes when like somebody does like a super towards the end. The shit just be crashing. I just be like, bro, what is happening? This game is in a shitty state. I'm sorry. The story mode is great. The gameplay is great, but everything else is fucking awful. It's just ass, right? Now somebody was asking me what this game reminded me of, and I say in a sense, it kind of reminds me of like a similar situation with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, where Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, super fun game, had a blast with it. But everything else in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite fucking sucks. But this game needs to be fixed, clearly. People are going to call me a hater, going to say I'm always hating on shit. But it's not hating to want to see a game that I thoroughly enjoy improve. Obviously, I enjoy the game. I'm making videos about it daily. I make daily videos about the game, so clearly I don't fucking hate the game. But the online is a struggle experience. It makes it very hard to keep playing, and especially in a game that has very limited features. Like there's not a lot of features to go after you finish the story. There's not a lot to actually do after. The online is kind of what you're leaning on for people to continue to play, because I'm not going to play story 3 times. I'm not going to do this weak ass training mode where I fight the same character 10 times. You're leaning on people going and playing the online portion of your game. You're leaning on that to kind of carry the game and make people play it for a long time. But when you have shitty netcode, that's going to make people not really play it that long, especially when you have different fighting games out right now that have better netcode. The only thing that's like they're feeding on is that anime fans buy anything, okay? Anime fans will literally buy, if you shit in a case and put Hunter x Hunter on the front, they're going to buy it. But how long are people going to keep playing your game when the netcode sucks? And that's the state of fighting games. If your netcode sucks, people won't play your fighting game that long. That's just the truth. That's just the fucking truth. So let me know what you think about Demon Slayer in the comment section below. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you have a good time? Do you not give a fuck about the netcode because you having a great time and you don't care if the game improves? You just want to see more characters and more stages because you just play by yourself? I don't fucking know. If you want to suck the dick of CyberConnect 2 and Sega, feel free. I don't know. Ask them to do it slow. I don't know what you want from me. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. This shit, the online experience is high ass. If you don't believe it's high ass, you high ass and you eat ass. I'm out this bitch.